Hello, everybody. Dave Neal here, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor Nation News, and we have what is turning out to be one of the wildest stories of 2022 here in the off-season of Bachelor Nation. No new episodes till July 11th, 2022, and just when we think the seas are quiet in Bachelor Nation, a tsunami emerges. An accusation of cheating by a New York City TikToker, and Clayton denying it with proof of where he was, and he says people that make these false accusations should be held accountable. Now the question is, will he hold her accountable? Will he sue her for slander? Can he prove malicious intent that she's been lying about him cheating on his girlfriend Susie Evans with her? We're gonna get into all this. Follow me on Instagram at DNeals. I've got private DMs from Clayton to the accuser. I've also got DMs sent to me from friends of the accuser. And we've also got, I mean, it's just wild. It's wild what can be said out there, and it's dangerous. She posts, so I think I just ended the Bachelor's marriage last night. I had no idea. WTF. We're going to get into all of this right now. And the more we look into it, the more holes we see in her story, which is not good because you want to be able to believe people when they have either accusations. But when it comes to TikTok, TikTok has proven that people will do things and say things as performance art to gain followers. We call that clout chasing. Here's what she has to say. People didn't believe her from the start, and she has doubled down and saying she is not lying. She's got multiple updates. I'm going to share this with you guys, and then I'm going to share the evidence that was sent to me to prove that he was in New York City, which, by the way, it's shoddy. Let's watch. We're loading it up right here. So she says, can't emphasize enough. I don't care what people think. LMAO. Didn't know this man was this relevant. Oh boy. Well, here's the truth. Enjoy. Sorry. So we're going to watch this right now. We can decide what we want to believe regarding it all.
If you watch The Bachelor, you're going to want to watch this video because I have a really bad tea, meaning I think I just ended a marriage by accident. Yeah. So last night I was in a bar and
she's a senior in college, I believe.
It's hard to see people. That's like your preface, I guess. And this guy's just, he came up to me. We were like kind of standing near each other. He starts talking to me. He's very attractive. So I'm responding. We're kind of flirting. Then he proceeds to ask me, do you watch The Bachelor? And I go, no, because I've never seen it before. I don't know the difference between The Bachelor, The Bachelorette. All I know is people like go on, get voted off, and then someone gets married. That's all I know. So he tells me he was just on it. So in my head, I'm like, okay, cool. Like, he was probably on like an episode. I was thinking of The Bachelorette, which now this all makes sense to me. Like, I at first thought that like, okay, he must have been on and was voted off. Like, he's not like famous.
So when we're first watching this, we're thinking, could it have been Nate from Michelle's season? Could it have been Blake from Katie's season? I was like, well, that would have made sense because, that's like he's now single. What could it have been? Oh, please don't make it Clayton. We really didn't want it to be Clayton. She admits it was Clayton in the comment section.
Oh, I should have Googled him, man. So I ended up going back with him, okay? Didn't think anything was wrong with that.
Now, I'm not good at sussing out if someone's lying or not, but a lot of people have said, hey, the way she was looking away and her pregnant pauses and the way she was dealing showed she's full of shit. I would love to hear from, someone who actually can read people, like a poker player or something, but I just tend to believe people. That's my naivete. But either way, some are saying this is horrible acting.
He approached me. He was flirting with me. Like, why would I assume he might be engaged? Foreshadowing. Anyway, so, he was a little bit... At the time, it didn't feel shady. Now I'm like, that might have been shady because he was very, like, sneaky, meaning, like, he was very adamant about being quiet. Right when, right when it was time for me to go, he made it very clear I couldn't stay over, which is fine. Like, wasn't intending on it, but, like... He was very clear, like, you gotta go. And I was like, okay, man, I'm out of here. And so then I get home, I Google him. Mans is engaged, I think. He's still with his bachelor girl.
Not engaged, they're together.
That won the show. They're still together. They just posted a picture literally the day before. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. I'm very confused. But all I know is I have so much tea. He told me things that, why the hell would you tell me if you have a potential... wife? What?
Now, this has been relayed to her friends, which has been relayed to me, and I haven't heard any of the information that you would know that would prove that it must have been him, And it could be a scenario where there's a guy lying and pretending to be Clayton. We have 3 scenarios. Either it was Clayton, or it wasn't Clayton, and then the third is that it wasn't Clayton and it was a guy pretending to be Clayton and she got catfished.
What?
Or she's lying out of her teeth and none of this happened at all. And listen, again, not to name drop here, but you guys know I partied with Katie and Blake last fall in New York City. Everybody recognizes them. They don't go 2 minutes without being recognized. Even if you're in a dark bar, if you're Clayton and 6'4" and jacked, you're getting recognized.
I don't know, but I DM'd her. I told her everything. I was very transparent because I feel incredibly terrible. Never wanted to be caught in the middle of this. And the only evidence that I have, I didn't take any photos with him. I'm actually banned from Snapchat, and that would have been the only way I took like a selfie. But I took a photo of the Uber that he called for me. So it has the address.
So here's the Uber that she was talking about. So again, there's still no proof that it was him. I could call an Uber right now and take a screenshot. You know what I mean? So, oh boy.
And I sent it to her, and I was like, I don't know if it's a hotel, an Airbnb. Ideally, it's his apartment, so maybe she recognizes it. But
it's not his apartment.
If not, regardless, she can easily find out where he stayed, and that's your proof. So, yeah, I just ended the Bachelor's marriage, I think, and it's not my fault. It's his fault. What the hell is wrong with men?
All right, folks.
I don't know who Reality Steve is, but all my friends are telling me to send this to Reality Steve, so.
All right, so here's his response. So that was last night. That was yesterday afternoon.
I can't believe I'm addressing this. This is ridiculous.
He says he can't believe he's addressing it. I can't believe I'm up at sunrise on a Sunday morning making a video about this. But, these things have to be addressed. This is too far.
But let's just make this as easy as possible. Coming here to my settings.
Poor guy.
System preferences, significant locations.
Gotta charge his phone, by the way.
I was at Mountainside Fitness last night, April 8th, 7:07 to 8:12. Mountainside's literally only in Arizona. And Nate, am I not with you? Have I not been with you the last 2 days? Yeah, you have been.
Poor. Look, if there's any empathy left in anyone's body, you see this guy looking exhausted. We know someone else made a TikTok earlier this year, a couple months ago, saying they walked in on Clayton hooking up with their girlfriend. And of course, I called BS on that right away, and he called BS on it. And it's like, people will say and do whatever they want on TikTok. There almost seems to be like no ramifications that exist. But we do know if you could prove malicious intent, he can prove that this is damaging to his brand for future earning potential. Because who wants to work with a cheater? You know what I mean? And of course, he's denying it, and he has proof that it wasn't him. And then here we have his DM to her. Your proof isn't proof, LMAO. Good luck, Sasha. Or she said, your proof isn't proof. He said, good luck, Sasha. Hope you learn a valuable lesson through this. Not all publicity is good publicity. You said you met me in New York at 2 a.m., correct? She said, yes. And then she said, penny farthing. He said, okay, well, my video shows I was at an Arizona gym at 8 p.m. So it couldn't have been even on a private jet or teleportation. It couldn't have been him.
So I just want to take some time and address something that's going on.
Now, this is what Michael says. We're going to play this in a second here. Let's play what Michael says.
I just want to take some time and address something that's going on right now. TikToker, I'm not going to say her name, has accused Clayton wrongly of something he did not do. It does not add up. There are receipts. Clayton is a good human being. I know him. He is a friend of mine. And this is the flip side of what people do not see, which is anyone can make these false accusations against you. You can't defend yourself. Their comments hurt people's character. They disrupt people's lives. They should not be entertained. And if you are a part of Bachelor Nation, or if you comment on things like this negatively that impact Clayton, it's wrong. It's just wrong. So do the right thing. Don't give her the time of day. She's obviously chasing something that doesn't exist, and it's sad.
Well, Instagram verification does exist. I think that's what she's chasing right now, but I totally agree. Here's what Noah has to say.
TikTok is posting about Clayton cheating on his fiance. Can somebody tell that poor girl that she got catfished and that man does not love her and that man is not Clayton from The Bachelor?
Yeah. And here's the DM that I have that Clayton sent to Sarah. I've got this private DM, his first message to her. I don't think this has been posted. Maybe it has. Sarah, I'm doing this privately to give you a little grace, even though you deserve none of it. Know this, your lies have repercussions. If you and your friends are planning on making a false accusation about me, I suggest you not. I'll fill you in. I was FaceTiming Susie for over 2 hours last night from my brother's apartment in Scottsdale. She knows I wasn't in New York last night, so she obviously doesn't believe it. If you and your friend are planning to move forward with this lie, just know that I will be holding you both accountable for it publicly. Wow. And good for him. Here's her next response. This is the next response she made, saying, well, didn't expect this. No, you absolutely. Oh, no, now the video's down. So we don't have her response. Do you see that? I was going to play her response, and it looks like it's been deleted. So we'll see if we can find a copy of that. I think we do have one on Reddit. So let's... so then she says, look, I've never even been, I don't know anything about The Bachelor. Was this guy on the show? How does it work? Who's Bachelor in Paradise? And then here's a video of her that has been dug up from a few months ago, claiming she actually applied to be on The Bachelor.
Oh my God, I look disgusting, but it's fine because we're going to dinner tonight in the city, and I have these super awesome boots that I need to find a fit for. So my immediate thought was just this plain black dress. It has a super cool side. It's from Princess Polly. So while we attempt to get the boots on, I have been receiving this comment a lot from people in person that I know and from strangers on the internet. And I think I've decided I want to be on The Bachelor. I'm partially kidding when I say that. I think it could be really fun as like an experiment, assuming I could like totally just like walk away with the money and not the man.
All right, so clearly no moral fiber, and talks about an experiment here. So I actually texted my buddy here. I was talking to DMing a lawyer. I said, it's hard to prove that she's defaming him, though, right? He goes, not really. She's offered no proof, and he has. If he really wanted, he could send her a cease and desist and get it started, which I think is appropriate. I think we need a public apology from her and some sort of like real like explanation of what she was intending to do here. Someone says Clayton, and then the random dude pretending to be Clayton because it's dark and he's tall. And so here's some DMs that I have. This was sent from one of her friends. Also, like seeing her DMs with Susie, like Susie never responded that she knew where he was last night, and it seemed like she kind of believes Sasha, which is super different from what Clayton is trying to portray. And I said whether Susie believes Clayton or not doesn't make him guilty. Would be a wild story. Were you with her last night in person? I was trying to get like some firsthand account. Like, were you with her? Did you see him yourself? Are you going to stand by this story? Also, he DM'd me, a random girl, from a post that had 5,000 likes. It's weird that he would even be threatening me over the DMs if he wasn't guilty. This is what she said. No, I was at school while she was in the city, but some of her other friends were there, and other people say they saw him there. Again, a whole bunch of nobodies, as far as I know. Who are these people? No one else is coming forward here. And I said, I disagree. I think I would do the same, which is vehemently deny something and threaten some sort of legal action. He was saying weird details about the batch that no guy that is identical to him would have known or studied upon. And I said, can you name some details? I'm trying my best here to establish some sort of credibility or lack thereof. And again, I don't want to send any hate to her friends that believe her. You should believe your friends. She said, it's like random stuff that you would say to someone before you hook up. Like she asked how old he was. Matt made it loud, and so he like showed on fingers he was 28, and then she asked him his birthday because zodiac signs, and he said April 29th. Okay, those are things that could be easily known. She also brought up about how she had a viral TikTok that said she would apply for Bachelorette, and then asked him if he went on it for fun or to actually find a wife, and he said for fun, obviously. Also, like she has the address of where he was staying in Tribeca. So if her accusations are true, she could probably provide some sort of digital trail that he was in New York City. And there should be a digital trail regardless if he was in New York City. And yet his digital trail says he was in Scottsdale, Arizona. So again, here's the Uber with the so-called proof. It's just a screen grab of an Uber. And then this photo was sent to me. Guys, I don't know what this means. This is a photo, and I go. First of all, that doesn't look like Clayton's arms, is what I say. And like, what kind of photo is this? But then I went to Clayton's Instagram. Now, this photo was sent to me from someone who says they were a friend of the accuser. And this was the proof that he was with the accuser. But look what we see, guys, with just like instant. This is why I feel foolish for even covering this story, but it's so big out there. I zoom out, and this is a photo that Clayton posted. So I was like, okay, I guess they are Clayton's hands. But why is this being sent to me as proof that they were with Clayton? Whose screen grab is this? These are, I mean, do I feel stupid?
Bachelor, if you're watching this,
do I feel stupid for making this video? Sort of, but at the same time, this is she's doubling down. Reality Steve has the proof I have, and will probably do a live tomorrow and explain. Again, was not expecting this response, and I have no reason to lie. Now, I asked my connection. I said, "Are they still doing the live tomorrow?" And the person said, "No, I don't think so." I'm going to talk to Reality Steve. I don't believe that he's involved with this at all. It's a whole bunch of hogwash.
Watch The Bachelor. You're gonna want to watch this video.
So we're gonna just look real quickly. So here's her confirmation that the name's Clayton, and just looking here, we got his response. But seeing if there's anything else new on the Reddit here, because I have to say this. It was actually kind of inspiring. Normally people hate to. How do we put this? Clayton's got a lot of criticism for the way he handled his season, and the Reddit has been very tough on him. To see the Reddit come on his side, about 100%, literally 99% of the people on Reddit are defending him, really goes to show that a big line was crossed. So Sasha commented this morning. TikToker posts an update in the comments. It was my friend who commented his name off my account, and I still haven't confirmed with myself too. I posted this expecting it to get attention, but I don't know how anyone can prepare for this. I was told by Reality Steve to expect this reaction from the fan base, and I'm certain what happened. And regardless of the responses received, my story does not change. I'm so sorry if this upset fans, but this was my experience, and I'm doing what I can to contact the bar and receive footage, proof of his ID from a bouncer. This sucks for them, but it sucks for me too. I'm very confused as well. And then we have this post. She went home with him not knowing that he was in a relationship or whatever. Is it just me, or does it seem like Susie isn't that into him? And then Susie, and someone said, I honestly think there's something to it. He has a history of being shady. And Susie said, does he? LOL. So, look, hey, is there a scenario where we find security footage of him being in New York City? I mean, I guess anything's possible, but we have to also look at this and say, I wonder who's got more to gain here. Someone who's creating this story through their TikTok and trying to say, oh, I haven't personally, she has zero proof. So we'll have to see how it all plays out. I know this video is long. We're gonna stay. We're gonna
all right, so
give you any updates that we get as they come in. But obviously, if anyone has any information, send me a DM on Instagram at dneals. It's as far as I always like to end these with the refs hat here and just say, look, so far from what we can take from all of this, she's doing this to gain clout on TikTok, and she's trying to maintain some sort of legal distance from saying, from incriminating herself and saying that she's making this up. But she's made these accusations, and she's got no proof, and he's got proof that he's in Arizona. What else is there to say? So ruling on the field, she's in the wrong. And again, we're here to change our mind if there's any information that comes out, but not looking good for her. Not looking good for the direction society's going in general, if you ask me. Let me know what you guys think. Bye.